Political activist Candace Owens says the time has come for African Americans to unshackle themselves politically. And the outspoken conservative isn't afraid to point out why she feels many of the left's policies actually hurt the Black community. As a conservative firebrand eager to tackle controversial issues of the day, Owens is challenging Black Americans to think outside the box. Recently on the Ben Shapiro show, she accused Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders of pandering to Blacks after the two were interviewed by rapper Cardi B.
It is demeaning. It is pandering. It is ridiculous, okay? And she asked pointedly ridiculous questions. I want lower taxes, but I want universal health care for all. She had no idea what she was doing, and yet both Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden made the time to sit with her because they believe Black people are stupid.
For decades, African Americans have been a loyal voting bloc for Democrats, with 89% supporting Hillary Clinton over Donald Trump in 2016. In her new book, Blackout: How Black America Can Make Its Second Escape from the Democrat Plantation, Owens explains how liberal politicians take the Black vote for granted and why she moved to embrace conservative ideals.
When I had my aha moment, which really happened with me just looking at Trump coming down the escalator, being like, this man is crazy. I don't want this guy to be president. But then hearing him when he said, Black America, what do you have to lose? And he listed the statistics. And I knew that I came from a family that was impoverished. And I have so many cousins that are on welfare. And I thought to myself, yeah, no, what do we have to lose?
Owens points to how President Trump has made progress within the Black community after helping achieve historically low unemployment for African Americans and prison reform. She argues while Democrats have long acknowledged struggles in the Black community, they do very little to solve them.
This hasn't worked out for us. Look at exactly right. Look at our neighborhoods. Look at the condition of our families. Look at the crime statistics. Look at the father absence statistics. What could go worse, right? And that was sort of my perspective, when I decided to support the president. And now after watching his performance over the last 3 years, things have gotten better. Black Americans are better off with Donald J. Trump in president than we were after 8 years of Barack Obama, who was the first Black president.
As a Black conservative, she faces backlash for her views, something she calls a double standard.
Being an outspoken Black liberal, you're treated fine, the media glorifies you. I've gone through so many social lynchings. I've been smeared as a white supremacist, believe it or not. I've been called a Hitler sympathizer. It really is something for people to consider. If we are actually free as Black Americans, why are we not free to choose to be conservative?
As founder of Blexit, the exit of Black Americans from the Democrat Party, Owens says more African Americans are seeing a difference, comparing the president's results to the lack of progress by Democrats.
I really do believe that the exit polls of this election are going to shock everybody, and I think people are thinking differently, and that's all I've ever wanted. I wanted to destroy the monolith.
On recent attacks against police across the country, Owens tweeted to her more than 2 million followers that Black Lives Matter and the complicit media organizations, athletes, and entertainers are to blame.
Just they love the Black versus white narrative. The proper context that police officers are killed by Black men 18 and a half times more.
Owens also writes about why she feels the left wants to separate Black Americans from their faith in God and replace it with a faith in government.
We are seeing this purposeful push, even in the mainstream media. And the reason for that is because in order for a government to grow, which is what the left is after, that's what socialism is. It's just the ultimate power given to the government. And in order for government to grow, you have to make sure that individuals and family units believe in nothing, that family units can exist. A belief in God can exist. You actually need for God to be replaced by the government.
It is an issue Owens holds dear, as her personal faith guides her political beliefs.
My husband and I go to church every Sunday. Actually, we go to the same church as Mike Pence, ironically, because we live here. We live here in D.C. We didn't know he went to the same church as us. We read the Bible every night before we go to bed. That is just a part of what I think humbles me.
Yet when it comes to fighting for her conservative values, Owens feels called to the front line.
For so long, Black conservatives have been too educated, too polite, not willing to fight back when they're called Uncle Toms, when they're smeared as coons and all of these horrible racial slurs. And I have a different attitude about it. I'm unapologetically a Black conservative. If somebody has something rude to say to me, I am willing to speak back to them.
Charlene Aaron, CBN News.